Hello, everyone, and welcome to Slaying Dragons. I have with me today the lovely and very famous Phyllis Drucker.
I
I
didn't
don't want
know
to
I
say
was
infamous
famous.
Phyllis.
Let's make it almost famous.
Thanks for joining me today,
Oh, my
Phyllis.
pleasure,
It's always
Mike.
great to get a chance to chat. One of the things that we were going to talk about today is we're both going to be at Service Management World in Orlando in a few short weeks. And we're going to be talking about all kinds of fun stuff. It's always a great time for all of us to get together. Um, we do get a chance to share some snacks and some drinks with each other, and get to be around all of our friends and talk IT service management and you know all the fun stuff that we get to talk about with all kinds of folks that love talking about this stuff. But you have a number of sessions that you're going to be participating in. Tell me a little bit about some of the things. Give us a little teaser of some of the things that people are going to hear from Phyllis at Service Management World 2023.
Sure. So they're working me heavy this conference. So I have a 1 day workshop that I invite everybody who's coming to the event to register for, and that is innovating the service portal. And it's 1 day out of a 3 day class that I'm launching with the same title. Basically, we're going to focus on creating a holistic support experience using a human-centered design process in developing what the portal should look like and how to tie it all together. What does it all look like? So that's the shortened version of it. And then on Tuesday, I get to do a 1 hour session called Modernizing the Service Portal, Let the Humans Speak. And it's all about going out to the employees, the customers, and listening to what they have to say and designing a portal based on the journeys they need to have offered in that portal, not the bits and bobs that IT thinks belong in the portal. And it also focuses on taking that portal enterprise wide, which has been something I've been talking about probably for 15, 20 years now. There is only an enterprise portal in my mind. And then the last day of the event, I get to I get together with Valence Holden, Doug Tedder, Greg Sanker, for a panel on gaining buy-in. And what we're really looking at are why do organizations struggle to get buy-in from upper management, the difference between truly committing to a service initiative versus implementing a framework for the sake of implementing a framework. And, we'll really get down to the nuts and bolts of what's important as we run IT organizations. So that's my whirlwind
It's going to be your
three
whirlwind
days.
Orlando tour.
Yes, yes. And of course, in
Well,
between, we all get to meet and chat and do all of those other things.
all the fun stuff. I'm speaking on Tuesday morning myself. I kind of I think one of the very first sessions, and I'm talking about uh, organizational change, and how it's really a cultural shift for many organizations. I kind of start out talking a little bit about um, the organizational culture driving towards being more service oriented, which for a lot of organizations is a shift. And then what does organizational change management really look like? And I had a chat with Doug Tedder recently, and as we were looking at so many of the presentations, and I think this is probably true every time we all get together and we do these presentations, and we do these chats with customers, it all comes down to communication. Communication is the linchpin to all of it. As you talked about, figuring out the customer journey. That's communicating with the right folks, um,
That's right.
and, and it kind of cracks me up as I look at so many of these items. It's about communication, having effective communications, whether that's through managing the organizational change, which is a big communication um, effort. I think a lot of people underestimate the level of communication that needs to occur for it to be effective. But for an implementation or building a portal, there's a lot of communication that has to occur for any of these things to be successful. And how do we do that better?
Well, it's funny because when I go through the class, I'm talking about finding out the journey that the employee is going to take. Well, how are you finding out the journey they're taking if you don't talk to them? And I've
Mm-hmm.
done a lot of onboarding uh, implementations, automations, and you really have to understand the candidate's journey, HR's journey, payroll, IT, and bring facilities, and bring it all together. So when I do an onboarding implementation, I could be talking to somewhere between 20 and 50 people to get the entire process defined. And IT doesn't normally think like that. We think, oh, we need to put in a request for X. So what are the bits of information we need to gather? And before you know it, you have a 20-page form that somebody's got to fill out to get a laptop. And really what I'm trying to focus on with people, and it's a big change to the organization, is the simplification of those processes. But I think you said it best when you start talking about organizational culture and organizational change management. I can't come in and build a portal like that because the providers need to first be brought on board. Usually it's not the employees who are the issue, it's the providers. When I say, well, we could do it this way. Oh, no, we can't. Well, why can't you? Because we've got all these asset management procedures that work automatically behind the scenes of that process. Oh, let's talk about those. You can't just come in and do a portal if the provider organization isn't ready. So change management and readiness planning is such a key part of any implementation. So I think it's great that you're talking about that at the event.
Well, I was amazed as I looked through the schedule. There's actually multiple of us talking about it from different points of view,
Yeah.
which I think is very exciting, and obviously a topic that is somewhat in demand. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a great time to get together at the HDI conferences and talk about these things and because I think as you so aptly stated as we were chatting, it's not just about frameworks. There's
No.
so much more that goes on. The framework is just there for you to layer things on top of, and there's so many other things that we need to be doing, and not just can we tick a number of boxes. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun in these sessions, and to really kind of walk away. And I'm excited to hear about this class. They get a little intro to your class while they're there. I think that'll be very, very exciting. Phyllis and I had a chance to chat a little bit, so I've got a little bit of inside interest. But there's your teaser. There's going to be some really neat things that are going to be part of that course that I look forward to talking with you about in a future episode of Slaying Dragons.
Well, and it's funny
Phyllis, thank
because
you.
Alan, oh, you're looking to wrap up.
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say
No.
Alan Nance is probably a good reason for that class being developed because he was coming in from the, Happy Signals and the X Collab, on customer experience and talking about how bad the experience is in the portal. And I'm like, that's not a portal I designed. you know, how do we bring this out and let people start to learn how to do a portal the way that their employees need them to?
I I'm sure people are hearing that, and if you haven't signed up for that session yet, make sure you click it on your on the website there, and don't miss. Phyllis is going to give you that little tidbit, and something that'll make a significant difference in success in what they're doing. So, Phyllis, thanks for joining me today. This is our little shout out to join us down in Orlando. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. In the post that this is attached to, you'll see a discount code that Phyllis and I are providing for you to get a discounted ticket. But come join us in Orlando. We'll have a great time. Phyllis, as always, it's wonderful to get to chat. And thank you for joining
Likewise,
me
Mike.
today. All right,
Take
hope to see
care,
you all in
everybody.
Orlando in a few weeks. Take care, everybody.